Some sad news today regarding Bob Bryar. He previously said goodbye to My Chemical Romance. He said goodbye to the music industry. Now he says goodbye to life as the former drummer has passed away in his Tennessee home at the age of 44. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. The news today is that Bob Bryar, unfortunately, former drummer for American rock band My Chemical Romance, is no longer with us. He has died at the age of 44, according to multiple US media outlets. There is no description or information on how he passed away. But it's a sad day for Bob Bryar, sad day for My Chemical Romance, and a sad day for the music industry. He did serve the band, or he played in the band. He was with the band from 2004 to 2010, so approximately 6 years. And no doubt about it, that was during the peak years of the band. So they went through a couple of drummers, but I think Bob Bryar will go down as the best one of the lot.
He will go down as the drummer. But, Ian Miles Chong, right? I'm sure everyone's familiar with this guy. He put up something about this guy a couple of days ago, and apparently he was dead on the earliest, the 4th of November, but no one didn't find him until the 29th. So when you put it that way, the guy spent 25 days in his house with no one making sure he's alright. That's not good, isn't it? No?
It's a bit strange, that.
That is a bit strange, 25 days. Almost seems like there's something, other going on here.
Well, I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories, but yeah, that is a long time, I think.
That's over 3 weeks.
That's a long time to, almost 4. That's a long time to have no contact with anybody, and for nobody to realise that there was something wrong with you or you were missing. But either way, Bryar did join MRC after the release of their second album, and he helped write songs for the acclaimed record The Black Parade, which was deemed a defining album by the NPR Music. And I believe that's when they were at their peak, My Chemical Romance. I'd say around the late 2000s, that's when they seemed to be hitting, their big heights. I think that's when they definitely peaked in terms of, well, not only peaked, but that's when they kind of got mainstream as well. So,
no, absolutely right. And when you talk about these groups, I feel like when we make vids about them, like whether it's Linkin Park, these guys, or whoever, it's like it just seems to be like they were stuck in the 2000s.
Not many groups have longevity though.
No, I agree.
Some groups have longevity, but not good longevity.
It's like a nostalgia trip.
It's very I mean, so how many groups have had longevity? AC/DC are a band that have seemed to just pass through time. Where
yeah, but it's nostalgia. They're not creating anything good.
No, true, but there's not much nostalgia, in my opinion, for My Chemical Romance. I don't think they're relevant in 2024.
Yeah, they're not. But we're talking about AC/DC here and My Chemical Romance. There's a big difference.
I just think AC/DC are one of those pop culture bands where you might have people that wear the shirts and don't even know any songs.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Would you agree with that? I think back 15 years ago, My Chemical Romance would have had a strong fan base and they'd have been wearing the merch.
Even at their peak, they're still not as popular as these bands that have been non-existent for 40 years.
Do you think this plays a part in why bands like My Chemical Romance, don't have longevity? Do you think it's a simple case of they appeal to a certain little minority of people that eventually grow up and grow out of this sort of music and this sort of style? Therefore, they're losing that audience, and then by the time they've got a new generation, there's a newer bandit.
I agree. Yeah, I would agree with that, because at the end of the day, you can't keep people out. See people
see My Chemical Romance. They would probably appeal to the emos and stuff that were maybe, let's say, in their teens in the mid 2000s. All right.
I don't think emos don't grow old.
So, nah, I'd say they do, but let's say that they're appealing to that kind of group. See, in 10 years, maybe the people that were 10 years, 15 years later, maybe the people that are into My Chemical Romance, right? A lot of them might have grown out of that. Whereas, see, in 2024, see the teenagers, see the emo teens that are looking for this kind of music. I don't think they want My Chemical Romance because they're an older band. Yeah. They would rather the newer band, the band that are closer to their age.
Absolutely.
So I think that could be a reason why My Chemical Romance and bands like them tend to not sort of have that longevity, because like once they get into their late 30s, 40s, and whatever, they're not really appealing to the audience that they attract, and there'll be younger bands that sound similar to My Chemical Romance that the teens of today's generation would rather follow and would rather idolize. I think that's I think that's a very fair possibility actually.
I think that is.
Whereas I think AC/DC just kind of appeal more to everybody.
No, you're
Bands like
right.
that.
You're right. Some things are just generational, and some things are just like they last for a certain period, and that's it. And I think these guys were that. But here, let's not downplay them. They still had a pretty decent impact on the music industry, and it's sad to see him go. But hopefully, there's no other things that play with him, and hopefully,
No, they did, but people evolve.
aye,
Like Justin Bieber's evolved, right? Wait, did you see now? About 30?
aye,
See in 20 years when he's 50, I'm going to assume that he is going to be making different kind of music, assuming he's still doing that. He's going to be making different kind of music that like 12-year-old girls in 2044, they aren't going to be interested in.
oh, absolutely.
As 12-year-olds were going to be interested in the music he was making as a teen.
Yeah, it's safe to say that.
So anyway, that's the point.
That's the point. We got there in the end.
I think bands like My Chemical Romance only have like a short shelf life.
Unless they want to adapt.
Of course, they will have the hardcore
Then
fans.
see the problem with adapt.
Adapt or die.
You can't find new people because people will just associate the name with what they always were.
Aye, pretty much.
It's
Anyway,
it's like you look at you need to hit a certain level of like pop culture. Like Linkin Park will always be. I mean, Linkin Park's just massive. Know what I mean? Everyone knows Linkin Park. This group, not so much, and there's a lot of groups like it. Sadly for them, but this is worse.
Fall Out Boys, very similar.
Are they called Fall Out Boys?
Yeah, I'd say they're very similar to My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, I guess so.
They had like a high peak.
Sum 41.
Aye.
These groups that it's like boy bands in the late 90s. See, once the 2000s came, what happened to NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys? What happened to them?
Yeah.
The arse folded when the year ticked for 99 to 00. Anyway, peace.